Welcome to Master Domaining. I'm Gene Pimentel, and in this session, we'll talk about generating passive income with your domains. One of the goals I recommend you set for yourself when it comes to domaining is to establish passive income streams. Now, by passive, I don't mean there's no work involved. I don't mean that it's completely hands-off. What I'm talking about is setting up systems that require very little input from you, but produce an ongoing residual income. This is one of the most sought-after assets in any web business. It lets you have a base, reliable income while you're pursuing other projects. There are a number of different ways you can use your domains to generate passive income, but I'm going to focus on two of the best. You'll see that both of these methods are very closely related. Method number one is lease or rent your domains. Just as cable companies lease you their modem or cable box, you can lease your domain names to businesses. By leasing your domains, you have the advantage of automatic recurring income while retaining full ownership of the domain names. If you have very high-end domain names, it's not uncommon to lease them for multiple thousands of dollars per month. For the most part, though, most of us have some very attractive domains that would lease for $100 to $200 a month, sometimes $500 or more. The difference is in how valuable the domain name is to the prospective business, as well as the type of business it is. For instance, a domain like bobstireshop.com may lease for the lower end, while a domain like bostonlawyer.com could be on the very higher end. Always keep in mind the value of one new client for the business you're marketing to. To a small hometown tire company, a new customer may mean a few $100s in profit. But to a lawyer in a big city, a new client may easily be worth thousands, even tens of thousands, or much more. The beautiful thing is just about any type of business that wants to promote online is a valid prospect. They each fall into different price ranges depending on competition, size of city, quality of the domain name, etc. But even on the lower end, imagine renting domain names to 100 different businesses for even $50 per month each. You've just increased your income by $60,000 per year in passive income, and you barely have to do anything but find the businesses in the first place. Now consider 100 higher-end businesses at $300 or $500 each. Also, leasing your domains is a great way to offset your renewal costs and bring down expenses across your entire portfolio from registrations to renewals. This means someone else is paying for you to have the value of your domains accrue. How awesome is that? Method number two is closely related to number one, and that's leasing to own. If you're successful in buying many desirable domains, leasing them is great, but remember, you may sell them outright at any time during that time. Often, local businesses may not have the budget to purchase a quality domain outright, but are willing to spend $50, $75, $100, upwards of $500 per month to lease. After they've leased the domain for a number of months, they naturally will have a high tendency to want to buy the domain outright to avoid the monthly rental cost. You can either offer a lease-to-buy contract from the start, or just lease and approach them later once they realize what a valuable asset it is to them. Now, when it comes to leasing the domains, to save yourself the hassle, ensure that you've set up automatic payment plans within PayPal so you don't have to deal with invoicing, collecting and tracking payments monthly, etc. Now, because of the fact that you retain full ownership of the domain, this is one situation where most businesses will want a clearly outlined contract so they don't end up losing the use of the domain name in the future. You'll be expected to give that business exclusive rights to use the domain name for as long as they want it. The burden of trust lies in their hands, so to alleviate their concerns, offering to have a contract drawn up is usually a necessity. Now, you can find lots of reworkable contracts on the web. If you plan to consistently lease, it's worth paying an attorney to have a template drawn up for your particular needs. When a company leases a domain from you, all you need to do is point the name servers to their hosting company and/or use a redirect, which will take you about 2 minutes to do. Now, if you're not sure how to do this, it's a very simple process, and there are lots of free tutorials on YouTube. Lease to own is a great option for many young and growing businesses who can't afford, let's say, a $4,500 domain up front, but they can afford $100 or $200 a month and possibly more as their business grows. I'll be covering this topic in greater detail in future sessions.